Hello there, and welcome back to Vintage Story. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're gonna jump right into another Cooking with ArcWolf segment. Today, I want to make that pumpkin bread that I saw the other day that I can make. So, to do this, we're starting off by making some honey gelatin. So you make the raw gelatin, mix it with 20 gelatin with 20 liters of water, and 2 liters of honey will make honey gelatin. This is gonna go in our pumpkin bread. Raw gelatin you make the same way as you normally would. Bone broth plus 1 bone per liter. Boil it down into pre-gelatin. Boil that with water and bones per 1/10 of a liter. Should give you 20 liters of raw gelatin, or 20 units of raw gelatin. And then we do this to make the honey gelatin. Gonna leave that cooking. We need eggs. I don't remember if my chickens have eggs for me because I forgot to collect some. 11 hours. I don't want to take that one. No fertilized eggs. We can take those. That gives us 4 eggs. 4 eggs. That's probably not going to be good enough. Gave them a whole bunch more feed. We'll come back in an hour or two in game. See if I have a few more eggs. Let's see. In the meantime, well, I can't really do much. Meantime, we'll take the gelatin out and we'll take it downstairs. And I think we'll get started on... Yeah, there we go. We got 20 honey gelatin. Ooh. That's worth 3.5 HP. That's pretty good. We're going to go put this all downstairs. And we can't start on the soft dough yet. We can start making yeast. To make yeast, you take 1 bucket of water plus a barrel, and you grab 6 berries. 6 dried berries. Boy, I'm having deja vu from Terra Firmacraft. Toss down there. Was it? You know what? It may have just been 1 liter, not... Yeah, let's see. 1 liter plus 6 berries? 1 liter plus 6 berries, and it takes a day. Oh, it takes 4 days. So we're gonna leave that, and we'll come... Well, we'll come back to that in 4 days, and then we can look at making more yeast. To make more yeast, after you do that step, so after sealing it for 4 days, we will get yeast water, which we then mix in a mixing bowl with 1 bag of flour and 1 handful of salt, and that'll make wild yeast. We then add 1 liter of wild yeast plus 2 liters of water, 1 in each slot, and 2 more bags of flour, and that'll make even more. So that's how we create more yeast for when we're cooking. But that will take us a few days now, so we're going to just run back over there in a few minutes. Well, more than a few minutes. See about getting a couple more eggs, and then we'll make some pumpkin bread. In the meantime, I have reorganized. I have all of my syrups in glass bottles, so you can actually see what's in them a bit better. Even though you can read the tooltip, and I've got some honey up here for quick use instead of the bucket downstairs or barrel downstairs. Got my peanut butter and fish sauce and seed oil up there. Then I have all my liquors over here. Cider, blackcurrant wine, cranberry wine. Yeah. I gotta see if I can use wine in cooking. Oh, well, that's funny. I put some seed oil and some milk into a bottle to put in my rack here. And because of the storage bonus for the rack, the flax oil has a 300-year shelf life, and the milk has a 1.5-year shelf life. I would not want to drink milk that's 1.5 years old. Boy, these chickens were quick. That one still needs brooding. They ate all of the food, and I literally put it out like 10 minutes ago. I should probably refill that again. But now we've got the eggs we need, we can actually move on to the next step of our bread. Alright, I should now have everything. First, we need to make soft dough. And that is 1 liter of either water, milk, pasteurized milk, soy milk, or broth. I've got some milk here. The flour, we're going to use rye. Liquid egg, well, I've got the eggs, I have to crack them. And then food oil. And yeast is optional. We don't have yeast yet. That's why we're making some. If we do control no, shift control and crack the egg. We crack it all into there. Flour, milk, egg, flax oil. What was the other one? Right, we don't have yeast, so we can't do that. So that makes our soft dough. And now we have the soft dough. We combine that with pumpkin slices. Pumpkin slices, we can use fruit, birch, maple, or honey gelatin. I made the wrong bread. Let's remedy that. I will use those before they expire, but we just need regular bread, which I'm still going to use milk on. Okay, now we've got the correct bread. Put that, and that says fruit dough. That says nothing. Am I putting the wrong sort of pumpkin slices in? Is it supposed to be chopped pumpkins? Okay, I had to do a little research to see what in the world I was doing wrong. That's the correct step. That's the correct step. That's incorrect. We want the chopped pumpkin bits. And that works. I'm going to chop up all these. Put them in. That'll give us, well, 6 for now. And then I'll chop up a bit more and make the next bit. Oh, you can actually see the bits of pumpkin in it. That's not a great return. 8 pumpkins makes 8 bread. I imagine a pumpkin makes a bit more than that in real life, but there we go. We've got 8 fruit pumpkin bread, and once we bake it, we can put either honey or, well, syrup or peanut butter on top. So I'm going to do a little bit of testing to see which ones come out better. And yeah, I still need to change up these ovens. I can use the chisel tools, special chisel, I forget what it's called. Q-piece chisel on the blocks there, on the ovens. And it should allow me to then chisel the ovens and change the texture. I could also do that with anvils too, so might have to do that in the future. Give us some more better designs going on. I like the planters outside the windows. Those were a nice touch. Alright, so we're going to want peanut butter, honey, pumpkin and blueberry, or pumpkin and cranberry? Yeah, blueberry sounds better. So we'll try a little bit of each of these on our pumpkin bread. Once they're done, see which one looks best, and then make the rest that way. Bread is done. Put 3 in, and we're going to put 1 little bit of honey in. See how this one turns out. Then we're going to make 1 with peanut butter. And 1 with blueberries. And then we'll see if there's a difference between them and what sort of difference they make. So, this is the honey bread. We have chopped pumpkins, honey gelatin, rye flour, honey and milk, 160 grain, 240 fruit, another 140 grain, 700 veggies, and 15 dairy. And it's good for 3.5 HP. The peanut butter one, 160 to 30 fruit, so less fruit, but it's up to 5 HP healed. Another 140 grain, so we have 300 grain in total. 765 veggies, 250 protein, and 15 dairy. That is insane. And then the syrup one is 160 plus another 140 grain, so that gives it 300. 320 fruit. So that's the most fruit, and it's 4.5 HP. 720 veggies and 15 dairy. So the peanut butter one gives you the most food groups, whereas the syrup one with the blueberry syrup gives you the most fruit. The peanut butter one also gives you the most HP. So looks like we're making peanut butter pumpkin berry bread with honey gelatin. Sounds interesting. You don't need to just use pumpkin. You can use any fruit. You can make berry bread the same way. I just wanted to try out pumpkins because pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, they're all delicious. It's a shame Vintage Story doesn't have bananas because I would absolutely make banana bread. But hey, that's been Cooking with ArcWolf. I hope you've enjoyed. Let's go build a helipad. So this is what I'm thinking. We can't put a block here because it technically interferes with the windmill. So this extra block here kind of looks out of place. If instead we replace this and do now, we can't place it there because that would intersect with that, but it doesn't mean that we can't pull out from the wall here and have the platform extend against the side. What I want to do is not that. Do a staircase essentially up to the back here and then have a platform. That's again wrong. This is going to be a little bit of a trick. And the ice cream truck is here. Put the helipad back here, sticking out over the void, and I can connect it to the bottom, to the side of the windmill once I have it all figured out. Okay, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the ice cream man parking outside my window, I'm going to build this out and place the blocks wrong. I think a 5x5 should be big enough. Oh boy, that bread fills you up quick, doesn't it? Let's see, right now it's 4x5, but we're going to expand this out. So I brought my chisel with me. And I was thinking... Oh, need the hammer. I was thinking just doing like that to connect the textures. Still going to keep most of the structure the same, although you're not really going to be able to see it from the underneath, you know, so I'm going to have the texturing there. I'm going to the texturing here, right here, just where it connects. I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. And since that's going that way, I might just rotate all of these so that they're all facing the same way, you know, so the lines are all the same way. It looks better that way. So this will be our helipad. I will make a pathway around here to connect to the house. So I don't have to do this and hug the wall to get out of my helipad, and then we can get to our bedroom. And I'll put a little railing along the side too, you know, make it OSHA compliant, you know, so there's no complaints and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we've got a helipad. I can then land our airship next to the house, have easy access to the house, and don't have to go outside, especially during a rift storm, and have to deal with anything down there if I want to go to my airship or travel or anything. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll bring it back in when we have a little bit of progress done. Why didn't you guys remind me that working outside in the winter is horrible at night? I've had to run inside 3 times just to warm up. Anyway, this is what we got so far. Nice little railing. I need to put a block there so I can actually make a proper corner. And I'm going to need to adjust that so you don't see straight down. Then this will come up. I need to put another block there to do it. Just like this, we're going to chisel it down. So we got that railing there. I'll put another block here and there. I don't think I put a block there, but I could put a block there and chisel that down. But that's our walkway up to our helipad. And no matter what I did, I could not change the orientation of these boards. They're either facing in or they're facing in. There is no other option. So I was thinking I could either, one, go grab a whole bunch of oak. I do have plenty of it. Make it debarked and put the debarked sides up here and have that flat texture from the debarked running across. Or I can get some plaster and maybe something that's red and put an H here and have the plaster all around it. I don't know. Ooh, I was gonna say, I don't know what I have that's red. But the closest I have to red that might work is bauxite. I've got aged bauxite ash tar blocks. I have no raw bauxite, but I know where there is a ton. And now that we have a flying machine, we could fly over there fairly quickly to collect some. That might be the first outing for our flying machine, is going to get bauxite so we can make a nice H pattern right here and surround the rest with plaster. Like I said, I will have to go get more marble for that because I'm almost out of marble and I need to turn the marble into lime, turn it to quick lime to make plaster. I don't like these shadows, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. So, you know, don't have to learn to live with it. I'll see what I have to do with this wall because I still got to do all the texturing that I was starting all the way at the bottom down there a couple episodes ago and never completed. So I still have a lot of work to do on just the face of the windmill also. But yeah, here we go. We got a helipad attached to the back of the windmill. And I'll have to fly over it to see what it looks like from a distance. And then underneath, of course, there's no safe way underneath. Yeah, there's really no safe way underneath. There are no supports. This thing is just magically floating. So I will have to make some nice looking supports, kind of like what I did on the balcony here, only better because the balcony supports aren't that great. And yeah, do something like that to support the landing pad. I don't know about you guys, but this place is starting to look like it's actually coming together. All right, we have 31 minutes of flight time. I did want to check quickly before I took off. What is the control to descend? Dismount is sneak. Move down is G. Move up is space. Okay. Almost every game I play, either control or shift is to descend. So having it on G is really going to throw me off. I'm going to accidentally step out of the machine many times. Hopefully, close to the ground. And as I said, if you're out of the machine for about 30 seconds, it will turn off on its own. So you don't have to worry about it too much. Although, I mean, if you fall, you fall. That's going to hurt. Let's power this on. Take off. And first off, let's see how our little helipad looks from coming in. All right, not bad. Can I land on it easily? I'm pressing G. I'm not going down. Okay, control does lower it. Okay. And shift to get out. That's perfect. All right. Let's go grab ourselves some bauxite and some more marble. And that is this island all the way down here. So we have a little ways to travel. And it's going to be night soon. I may have picked a bad time to do this. You know what? Let's wait till the morning. Then we will go out and collect all the marble and whatnot. Ooh, I like this though. This is going to be fun. Okay, so once again, control to lower myself. Power it off. And shift to get out. Yep, okay, that works. We'll be back in the morning. So I'm not freezing to death on my way there, or dealing with the night, or any of those fun, annoying things. I still gotta do this. I've got so many little projects I want to do. This is embarrassing that I haven't gotten to them yet, honestly. You know, while I'm waiting for it to be day and we can travel out, we've got some more cottage cheese that we can turn into cheddar cheese. I also want to get started on some yogurt. This is in addition to the yeast that we got started back there. Let's do that. Let's grab this. Find that. That's another cheese wheel we can throw over here. And now this barrel, we want to do something a little bit different with this. We want to take, I was going to say I want to take 5. Oh, because it says still milk in it. That would explain why I couldn't click it. We want to take 5 liters out, put 20 back in so we can turn this into cottage cheese. All right, and so that's going to become cottage cheese, and that we're going to leave as cottage cheese. This one here, we can now add that curdled milk to. And I got to open up the guide again. Seal 1 liter of curdled milk and 4 handfuls of non-dried fruit in a barrel for 24 hours. We have 5 liters, so we're going to need 20 fruit. Let's do some pears. So that will become yogurt starter. And after that, we can take pasteurized milk, which is just milk that you've boiled, and combine it with the yogurt starter to turn it into fermented yogurt, which we can then seal and wait until we want to make yogurt. This milk, I want to also turn into, is it 1 or 2? It's definitely 2. Turn that into cheese also, so we can have even more cheese wheels. We're going to have plenty of cheese by the end of the winter, which is good, because 2 of the baby lambs just grew up, and they're both rams. Rams, yep. Okay, I said that right. And so we don't need 3 rams. We only need 1, so we are not growing our milk supply very much right now. All right, so that's become curdled milk to make into cheddar cheese. Sorry, that's becoming cheddar cheese. That's going to become yogurt. That's going to be cottage cheese for us to use in other recipes. And this is just 2 liters of milk that has no purpose currently. What I would like to do is do a cellar expansion. This is not going to be big enough for us. I'm going to carve out another section, and I think I'm going to make it a milk freezer. Because we saw that milk lasts a very long time in those bottles on the racks. So if I take all the milk and put it into bottles and put them in racks on the wall, first off, we can hold 16 per rack. The racks are not very expensive. The bottles we can either make from clay or from one pan of glass will make 8 bottles of milk, 8 bottles. So it's really not very expensive. And then we can make a walk-in and just store our milk in there and only use the barrels when we are making cheese or other such recipes. Plus, I like making these racks, so having a whole room dedicated to just milk racks is, I find, kind of funny. But at the same time, we could probably extend, well, not probably, we will expand it out another block that way. It should not cause any cave-ins. And I know I don't have cave-ins turned on. I think that was added to 119. What I mean is, there is dirt above where I am right now. And if I mine out a block and there's dirt above that, all that dirt comes crashing down into here. So I have a dirt slide as opposed to a cave-in, but yeah. But I might expand it 1 block that way just to give us another row. And then I have barrels there. I would need to go into the wall here and then carve out another room. Maybe just a 3x3 for now, and then that'll be for all of our milk. Just imagine walking and just having milk bottles all over the place. And with milk, of course, we want to follow FIFO. First in, first out. Okay. It's the next morning. Well, in-game at least. Time to head out and to check out... Well, not really check out. We know exactly where it is. Let's go collect some bauxite and some more marble so we can make our helipad look nice. Am I maintaining altitude? I can't tell if I'm maintaining altitude or if I am slowly sinking. Looks like I'm maintaining altitude. Okay. This is definitely going to be faster than walking because you can just, you know, go as the bird flies, you know, as the crow flies. You don't have to worry about navigating. Oh, I don't have to worry about bears and wolves anymore. That's going to be the best part. So, yep, this is going to be a bit of a journey. You don't necessarily need to watch all of it. We've got an hour of flight time. Oh, it looks like it doesn't charge above an hour. Either that or it doesn't charge while it's running. Yep, I knew it was going to happen. I pressed shift instead of control and I fell. Thankfully, I landed in the water. Unfortunately, Vintage Story is not like Minecraft. If you fall in the water, you still take damage. Please don't be bugged up there. I could just pillar up. It's not that difficult. There we go. It's taken 9 minutes so far to get this far, but this is where the bauxite is. So that's not too bad. Bauxite's here, and the marble was down here. So I still got a little bit of traveling to do, but I can start collecting the bauxite I want to make the H I need. Technically 7 pieces. I don't know if I want to grab extra. It might be smart to grab extra. And also, since I can fly, I can 1, make sure there are no wolves or bears over here. And 2, I can park on top of one of these little rises and be able to collect the resources safely. There we go. As I nearly jump right off. I did not bring a shovel with me. I only brought my pick. Oh well. I spent about 3 hours out looking for marble because we found the box out nice and easy, right? Yep, I found none. And then I get home and I've got a crate with marble in it. So I've got a stack in our windmill right now being ground down into lime so I can then make the plaster for our helipad. And I parked down here just so I could unload everything. So, you know, really putting that helipad to use. But I was gone for so long, everything in my cellar is done. Or at least all the projects we went away working on are done. We've got a bit of cottage cheese, which is just for recipes that use cottage cheese. There are a few of them. We've got curdled milk that needs salt. I think it's salt. I don't remember how much salt it is. I think it's 2 salt. 5 salt? 5 salt. 1 salt per 10 liters. So that's about to become more cottage cheese. And we've got our yogurt starter done. So what we can do is we have 1.25 liters of yogurt starter. And we have some milk there. And I still haven't dug my milk cellar out yet. So I've got to do a bit more work down here. But what I'm going to do quickly is grab a bucket. I need only 2 liters. Okay, there we go. We're going to go boil this milk into pasteurized milk. We could then mix it. Oh, the yeast is done too. I need to grab another barrel. Another bucket. Let's grab my bucket here. Let's go. And I'm going to have to eat too. Let's grab the yeast. Yeast water. Okay, so now we got yeast water and we've got milk. We're going to boil the milk in a pot on the stove. Well, in our stove, technically. The way I have it designed, it's in the stove. Alright, we're going to boil that. Become pasteurized milk. All right, let that run. Then in here, we need to take the yeast water. We need regular water. Not that much. And I forgot the rest of it now. Let's see. 1 bag of flour, 1 handful of salt, and the yeast water. Okay, I skipped a step. That's in a mixing bowl. Mixing bowl. Okay. So we need 1 thing of salt. And I need to go grab some flour so we can grind that together. Oh, let's eat before I start to starve. Good enough. And while we're down here, we might as well grab that. And I need a flour. Wait, I have some flour over here, don't I? I have 1 spelt flour. I have no other flour pre-made. Let's grab some rye. I made up some more pellets to charge our airship because as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to fly back out because I saw one of the traders had some stuff I wanted. Looks done. And then we needed 1 of these. That will make wild yeast starter. And that's a fluid. So let's grab empty bottle. And then we can put that there. Water, water, rye, and this will make wild yeast. We'll make more wild yeast starter. And now we have 3 liters of it. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's only good for a few days though. 20 days in a bottle. And how long is it good on a rack for? 200 days. Okay, that will go in our thing with our milk, I think. Let's put that down. Dump out the rest of that. Pick this up. And now for the yogurt. Need 1/10 of a liter of pasteurized milk with 1/10 of a liter of yogurt starter to create 2 liters of fermented yogurt. Seal it in a barrel or bottle until it becomes plain yogurt. And there we go. That's how you make yogurt. Now we're going to have to bottle this and let it sit. Wonder if I should put this in the milk cellar also. Then we can make some fruit yogurt in the future. I don't know what to really mix with it. I'll have to read again. The pasteurized milk does last longer than non-pasteurized milk, but you can't use the pasteurized milk as cheese. So if you're trying to make cheese, you just have to make do. All right, hey, now we've got milk, now we've got yogurt, and we've got yeast. So next time I make soft dough, I can use the yeast instead, and that should add something else to it. I'm not sure. Does it say what the yeast adds? We can make acorn coffee. I've got acorns. Okay, it adds a bit more grain, but it adds another 1.5 HP of healing. So, if we took the pumpkin bread we made earlier, make it with the honey gelatin, make it with the peanut butter sauce on top. Well, peanut butter wasn't peanut butter sauce. The peanut butter on top, and make the bread with the bread starter. It would heal us for about 6.5 HP each. That's almost as good as an alcohol-soaked bandage that we can't yet make because I haven't made a still yet. Ooh, that's... yeah, I might have to actually... Okay. Well, they had it coming to them. You heard how noisy they were. Plus, I need to actually start intentionally getting rid of those guys because we're going to need a lot of temporal gears to run that thing. I'll just go into the cellar. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to go work on expanding our cellar a bit. I think I still have plenty of room. It's a 7x7 is the max size, and I have it as a 4x7 right now. And I'll have a door, so the other room doesn't count as part of this room. Yeah, the yogurt's good for a year and a half. The yeast starter is good for almost 6 months. And the yogurt's good for a year. Oh wait, the pasteurized milk's good for 2 years. Yeah, that's why we're gonna make a milk cellar. So we'll last forever in these bottles. Then I won't have to worry so much about running out of milk. Another useful thing about this airship is we can hit up all the different traders real quick. This guy, luxury trader, has a corgi pup. Yeah, we're gonna buy that. I don't have many gears left, but we have enough for this, and we've got our wolfhound back at base. We now have a corgi pup. I'm going to turn the old house into a giant doghouse. And yeah, I'm going to try to get every type of dog because there are... Can I check quickly? Hunting dogs, wolf dogs, that's the one I have. It's the only ones that show up. Can I do this? No. Alright, well, we've got corgi. We've got hunting, German shepherds, wolf dogs. There might be others. I don't know if you can get them through breeding the wolf dogs or if you can only get them from traders. But now we have a corgi, and I want to get the others also. Just collect all of them. Gonna be a Pokemon trainer at this rate. Did it again. I pressed shift instead of control, and there's a bit of a drop. Thankfully, it doesn't appear to take damage when it falls. I have a feeling I am going to die one of these days from pressing shift instead of control. But there we go. Now we're back. I like this. This works well. And we picked up a few extra lanterns because they were fairly cheap from one of the traders. And having the lantern on front of the ship means I don't have to worry about letting up back here. Do have a lot of snow though. Alright, I think that'll do. I've got plaster. Instead of replacing the slabs underneath, I just put the block down and chiseled it all the way down using the planer. And then copy pasted using the pentaglyph. We have our nice H made out of... It says plaster. It's definitely not plaster. That's the bauxite. That's the plaster. Actually chiseled these blocks here to have plaster underneath the snow. You can't tell because wintertime, but there's plaster under the snow. And so, yeah, now we have a nice surface. So if we run downstairs quickly, and yes, my health is very low because I fell once again while moving my airship. Like I said, I'm going to die sometime very soon doing this. We can now fly up. And control, not shift. And there we go. We have our airship on our helipad attached to the back of the windmill. So I think that's a good place to leave off for today. Didn't seem to get much done, but really got a lot done, especially food-wise. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.